Hey, everybody, it's Kaylee, the teacher of finances, and it is Wellness Wednesday. I'm super excited. I love Wellness Wednesday. I feel like I get really on it when it comes to Wellness Wednesday, just because it's so important. It's so important to take care of ourselves. It's so important to take care of our bodies. Um, and just making sure that we're focusing on our health and our well-being. And so I find that super super important, and I get excited to talk about it. If you're on here live, and if you're watching this live, if you'll drop me a 1 in the comments, that would be awesome. If you are watching this afterwards, drop me a 2 in the comments. So today we're going to talk about you, like just that. We are going to talk about you and making time for yourself. And so it's important to make time for yourself. This is something I, as a new year type in my vision and my goals, was that I was going to focus on myself some. I'm a big time, if you know me very well, you know that I'll do anything for everybody before I do something for myself. I will sacrifice all kinds of stuff and make sure my kids and my husband have everything they need before I take care of my needs. And I decided that I was going to not stop doing that, of course, but focus on it in a different way and try to find time for myself and just to make sure that I'm taking care of me too. It doesn't make you selfish to take care of yourself. Like, that's something I feel like as parents, especially as moms, we feel like we're being selfish because we are focusing on us, and that's not the case whatsoever. And so I just kind of came up with a couple different things, give you some reasons why you should do it, and then how you can do it. So you need to take care of yourself just to ensure you're in your best shape for your family. Fortunately, pushing yourself up to the top of your to-do list can actually mean less stress, better health, and better overall quality of life. Taking time to relax and de-stress means that you can improve your brain functioning, and your memory. Relaxation also allows your mind and your body to repair itself, so you'll be able to make better decisions. So, the 5 reasons that you should take time to really focus on yourself is one, it's just for the overall mental health. So, if research actually shows that people who are comfortable with time alone increase more happiness and better stress management skills, as well as spending time alone allows you to have better life satisfaction and lower rates of depression. So while you're spending time by yourself and you're working on you and you're finding something that's good for you and your time, you get time to de-escalate and evaluate what's going on in life. Because if you're always wrapped up in the craziness of your home and your family and all the different things you have going on, your job, maybe you don't have kids, but you have a very stressful job and you don't take time to focus on you, then you're always wrapped up in it and you never have time to really de-escalate and analyze what exactly is going on. It also helps spark creativity. You may be thinking like, Haley, what? How does it spark creativity? Well, it sparks creativity because it allows your brain to start moving and thinking in a different way. So typically, if you are um, taking time to yourself, then now you have this an immediate time where you're just getting to hang out by. So I'm getting all these pop-ups and it's trying to kind of drive me crazy. So I'm moving it around a little bit. But there we go. Here we go. So yeah, taking time to yourself just gives you that time to be able to spark that creativity. Time without structure, so time without going and having to be here and having to do this and having to do that allows your mind to wander. And that's amazing as long as you're wondering with positive intentions. Now, don't allow your mind to start drifting off and thinking of all these crazy things and finding the negative and everything. You want your mind to be able to wonder, but you want it to be able to wonder for the best for you. You want it to be positive for you and in a positive manner. Anything that's going to allow you to help you move forward and work on yourself, then it's totally fine if you wonder. You can sit back and wonder about what would it be like if I did this in my career? What would it be like if I were to do this with my kids? Or all the different things that you have going on in life, but you can wonder in a positive manner. It also helps boost your self-esteem. So along with it giving you time, alone time gives you a chance to focus on personal reflection and goal setting. So whenever you're working on yourself and you're doing things for you, you have to be intentional. I just kind of mentioned that. And when I say intentional, I don't mean setting on your phone and scrolling through Facebook and TikTok. That's not alone time, and that's not working on yourself, and that's not intentional. What I'm saying is that you are taking time out to really focus on yourself, thinking about the things that's going on in life, and like almost like meditating is kind of what I guess I'm trying to say. You don't have to meditate, but taking that time to be intentional. So if self-esteem is an issue that you face and something that you're going through, then take time to think about, okay, what can I do to make my self-esteem better? Is it maybe working out? Working out for me has been a huge self-esteem booster. And so working out is something that I do, and it's something that is my time, and it allows me to build my self-esteem. But you have to utilize the time that you set for yourself to your maximum potential. It also gives you the chance to create empathy for others. So if you're always around with people and you're always going and doing and you're not finding time to do things for you, then you get trapped in what's called group mentality. Group mentality is going to be where you pretty much take on the thoughts and the actions of the people that you're around. So the people you're around influence the way you act, which is okay if you're around a really great group of people, but is that who you are? And so, whenever you're always being wrapped around different people and you're never taking time for you, then you don't really get that chance to build your own self up. You don't get that chance to be able to think on your own because you're taking the ideas of other people and influencing yourself and your thoughts. And then it also heightens your emotional intelligence. So you're probably like, what do you mean by that? So what I'm saying is it allows you to understand your feelings better. It allows you to become self-aware of your actions and your emotions. So when we're busy, we're stressed, and we're overwhelmed, we also tend to act like irrationally. We tend to just go. And I'm guilty of this. I'm so guilty of this. If I'm stressed, if I'm behind in my times, if I am not where I need to be within the day because I have a certain schedule that I follow, and I'm a little bit stressed out, and the kids come in and they're being loud and they're being crazy, it just makes me like it just makes me go crazy. And I mean, I'm not like freaking out crazy, like tearing up the house or anything, but what I'm saying is I don't act the same, or I don't handle the situation the same if I wasn't stressed, if I wasn't overwhelmed. So just making sure that you have that time to be aware of those emotions. So if you when you're focusing on yourself, you now are able to find a way to clarify your feelings, emotions, and actions, and determine why you act the way you do in certain situations. And so real quickly, I'm going to go over a couple ways of how you can create this time, because for me that's really difficult. I struggle with coming up with how am I even going to be able to do that for myself. So express your needs. I had told Colton at the beginning of this year that I wanted to work on myself some. I wanted to have time for me, and I was going to start doing things a little bit differently. And that's a start. You express yourself. If you don't speak it, then no one knows it. Nobody can read your brain. You have to express the fact that you need some of your own time. So you just let the people around you know. If you're a parent, then you explain to your kids that, look, I need this time, and it's important for me to have this time to make sure I'm healthy for you. And if you explain it to your kids like that, then they get it. I mean, I had to explain it to our kids like, look, I need this time. This time helps me, and I need it. So this is my time. If you feel overwhelmed or exhausted, then don't be afraid to ask for help. So express it. If you need help, ask for it. Don't try to just take everything on. This is another thing. I tend to say, oh no, I can do it. I got it. It's fine. Colton will come in and he'll say, hey, do you need help with anything? No, it's good. I'm fine. I'm really not good, and I'm really not fine, and I really do need your help, but it's just a habit. It's just like, I just don't mean to. It just happens. That's just how I am as a person. And so getting better at making sure I ask for help is so important. And then also in that expressing that time for, this is kind of my thing. Like I said, working out's been my thing. I get up before the kids get up and I work out. And if I'm working out and the kids tend to get up before I'm done, they all like want to come in there. The twins more so. Kyra kind of does her own thing in the mornings, but the twins want to come in there and they want to start asking me questions. They want to start telling me this and telling me that, and I have to just tell them, look, this is still my time. And since this is my time, I will talk to you later. And that sound at first, it like was so hard for me to do that, but I've learned that if I don't get my time in, then my whole day is just a mess, and I don't like the way it makes me feel. um Questioning your guilt. So again, that kind of led me into what I was saying is I would do that, and then I would feel guilty about it. I would feel like I'd have mom guilt, right? But I started thinking about my guilt. Like, why do I feel bad? Is it really a reason for me to feel guilty? No, it's not a reason for you to feel guilty. If you develop time, now don't get me wrong. If you tell your kids, okay, I need 12 hours today, all for me, now that's a little bit over dramatic. But if you're just doing it for you and you're just taking a little bit of time out in the day for you, then that's totally fine. Do it. Don't feel guilty about it. And so with the kids, when the working out thing, the whole situation was they want to come in there and they want to, have me do this and have me do that. And I didn't know. I wasn't ready for it. I'll do it for you when I'm done with this. And so learning how to handle that guilt and understanding that, is that guilt actually true guilt? Is there a reason for it? Do you really need to feel that way? Or is it something that can wait? Can it, like, can they wait? Can you think about it later? Can you do it in a little bit? Most of the time you can. Because the thing about it is if you're well rested and you're recharged because you're taking time for yourself, then you're going to be able to perform better, whether it's for your job or if it's for your kids or your husband or whatever your life circumstances are. Say no. Your time is precious. Everybody's time is precious. There's going to be times you have to say no. If you don't feel like doing it within that limited time and you know it's not something that you absolutely have to do, it's okay if you say no. And don't feel guilty about it. So it's not, if it compromises a relationship because you say no, you can't do that one time, then maybe you need to evaluate your relationships. But it goes back to what I was mentioning on the working out. Or let's say your kids need your attention. They need your attention immediately because they're our kids and they always need our attention immediately, right? So say they need your attention immediately and you were actually fixing to start your workout, or you were going to sit down to go read, or you were fixing to jump in the shower, and you literally take 15 or 20 minutes to do these particular activities. Is Can they really not wait 15 or 20 minutes? And that's something that for myself has been my big deal. This started at the beginning of the year is I do for you all the time. I'm there for you all the time. I'm always giving you my time, and I love doing that for you. But right now, I need you to give me 15 minutes of my time. I need to be able to take this time for myself. This is what I was going to do at this time, and this is what I'm going to do, and I will help you in a minute. Is it an emergency? And usually that's what I say. Are you dying? Are you bleeding? If you're bleeding, how far is it from your heart? Are you throwing up? And most of the time they're going to say no to all of it. And then I'll say, okay, when I'm done with my time, I will talk to you. So just making sure that you're not just bending over all the time. Like, take those times to say no. Take those times to just focus on you. If your cup isn't full, then you can't pour it into anybody else's. So you can't take care of everybody else if you're not where you need to be. Block out time each week for yourself. So ideally, it would be nice to block it out every week, but it doesn't always happen like that. So just block out time. Just make sure you have time that you're going to be able to spend on yourself and focus on you. It may mean you have to get up earlier. It may mean you have to stay up later than your typical time, but find that time that works for you. And then setting boundaries. I kind of talked about setting boundaries yesterday, but setting boundaries in all areas of your life. If you set boundaries in all of your areas of your life, then you don't have as much of that everybody trying to pull you a million ways. If they know that you're not doing that because you're doing this at this particular time, then it's something that they learn. Like, I make content from 11 to 2 unless I help somebody do a couple different things. But if I'm home, I'm making content from 11 to 2, and from 11 to 2, that's what I'm doing, and that's my boundaries. That's where I'm at. And so it's important to make sure you set those boundaries in all areas of your life. And then exercise routine. Exercising is so good for your health. It's so good for your mind. It's so good for every part of your body. So come up with an exercise routine. I really don't like getting up in the mornings. I don't like getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, but it's okay because once I do get up, I know I'm going to have a better day because I'm going to get my workout in. And for me, even this morning, it was hard to get up this morning. It was cold. The kids had late start, and so it was a little bit different. So it was hard for me to get up. But I have that routine, and I knew I needed to do it, and so I did it first thing in the morning. I can't do it in the evenings because we have ball games. We have all kinds of stuff going on in the evenings, and in the morning the whole house is asleep, and I do a workout in the living room, and it's easy and it works, and it's 30 minutes, but it gets my blood flowing and it gets my day started off well. And then take solo breaks. Like, so if go to lunch, go eat lunch by yourself. Don't feel guilty about being alone during your lunch break. That's okay. And then make a date with yourself. My dates are like my nails. I love getting my nails done. I only go about every 3 weeks, so it's like 1 month time expense. But it doesn't have to be with other people. You can just make it for yourself. And when I go, I just get to spend that 45 minutes to get my nails done and just enjoy that time. Like, not necessarily that that's self-care, but it's just a 45 minutes out of every 3 weeks that I get to do and kind of have a date with myself, and I enjoy that. And then try doing nothing. I am not good at that at all. I cannot just not do nothing. Doesn't work for me. But I'm working on it. Just try to put down all your screens, take a deep breath, relax. We do have a very pretty patio outside, and so for me, I can sit on the back patio every now and then and do nothing. But it's very difficult for me to just do nothing. I feel like my mind goes 90 to nothing 24/7. And so just try to take time to wind down and do nothing. And then the last one I have for you today is really long. Sorry, guys. But the last one I have for you today is find ways to be alone together with your loved ones. So you don't always get to spend a lot of time by yourself, of course. But then there's also, I feel like in our life, we're constantly on the go. We always have things going on. And so try to find time where you're actually getting to just sit with your loved one. Like, just do things with each other away from the crazy, chaotic stressfulness of the world in your life, right? But just take time for each other. Even if it's once a week, just plan an hour to take time. I know I had posted a picture a couple days, weeks back of us, like, we read. Colton and I read together, and it's quiet, and we just read, and it's nice. And so just do something that you can do together that doesn't have all the distractions and the crazy chaos of things going on in life. But as I in closing today, just learn how to take time for yourself and put yourself back on the list of priorities. Especially as women, I feel like men can do it too. I'm not a man, so I can't really say. But as women, we are very, very bad about not taking time for ourselves. So remember that you're just as important as everybody else, and that you need to try to find time to put yourself back on your priority list. Putting yourself back on your list is going to make yourself way better for everybody else. And the more that you do it, the more comfortable you're going to be with it. So that's all I have for you guys today. It's Wellness Wednesday. It's my favorite day. I love doing Wellness Wednesday. If you can't tell, I always have a bunch of stuff to give you guys. So I hope you all have a wonderful Wednesday, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good evening.